got a call from Igor, and it sounded something like this. He was like, "Hey bro, got a trial coming up, but I don't really know what to do. Need some help." So I was like, "All right, bro, calm down. We can work this out."
We are in the command center. You see, John brought his entire office to the office. It's because John, Dylan, Blaze, Boygris, and Igor are trying a case coming up in the next few weeks.
The cool thing is, you guys didn't mention it, but we have instituted a return to the office policy for us only. Once a week now in the new year, the four of us are going to be getting together, have some human connection with each other, obviously be together so we can, go over ideas, things that matter for each of our respective responsibilities. So that was kind of a cool thing. But for today, we used it as a way to bring all of us together to kind of go over the case, which is something that we haven't done in the past. And it's been useful other than, Dylan's suggestions. But,
Well, I just want to put it out there that I wouldn't have taken this job if I would have known this was a hybrid work environment, all right? I was promised I would be working remotely.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is take 2 of CHG's weekly recap, in which CHG recaps our week. Who are we, you ask, to your screen? We are your Florida personal injury law firm, and we're in a different place than we usually are for our weekly recaps. We are in the command center. You see, John brought his entire office to the office. It's because John, Dylan, Blaze, Boygris, and Igor are trying a case coming up in the next few weeks, and we're getting together to figure out what the holes in the case are so we can make sure that we do the best job that we can for the client. We'll get to that in somebody else's, because I ain't trying the case and you guys can talk about it yourself. So what has Cam's week been like? My week has been trying to figure out the actions that we can take in order to hit our monthly goals. So on the marketing side, we got a certain number of cases that we want to bring in so we can help a certain number of people this month, and we need to make sure that we figure out how to do it. So we had a little powwow today, Arturo and I, and we figured out what actions we could take that we thought would bring us the cases that we need to bring. We signed up with a new vendor. We got motivated to make sure certain actions were done. We got a couple newsletters going out to some lucky few people who are watching this. So if you got one coming, be excited. Be very excited. And that's pretty much the long and the short about what I've been up to this week. Dylan, Bryce Gonzalez, what you been up to, man?
So this past week, it's really been a little bit of everything. I had to finalize a litigation case that I've been dealing with for a pretty long time in reference to settling for a minor. Finally navigated this, issue I was dealing with in terms of just kind of setting up a structured settlement. So I was able to kind of put that to rest. I had a few different meetings with different attorneys and stuff like that down here in South Florida that want to do business with a firm. Those went really well. Just kind of spoke to him about, the different value that we offer, the speed of litigation, the increase in value in the cases just kind of coming to us, and, what we've been doing historically over the past year. And then, continue to refine systems with Cam for this, sales tour essentially that we're going on for 2024, just meeting a bunch of different partners here in Florida. And then talking to different medical providers to make sure that our clients are getting the best treatment that they possibly can, and they're working with proper legitimate facilities, not just kind of anybody, but, really the best people. So I was doing a little bit of that. And then here, as you can see, the whole team's together with their workstations, and we've just been staffing up for a trial that Igor, Dylan, Blaze, Boygris, and John Sullivan have coming up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's even though these days, Cam and I aren't, as heavy on the litigation side, it's always nice to kind of get back in here and just kind of think through the issues, go through the good facts, bad facts, kind of help build some of the cross-examinations and the closings and whatnot. But at the end of the day, even if you're not in it, it's always helpful to kind of have as many eyes as you possibly can on it, because, the biggest thing with trial and preparing for trial is thinking about all the different arguments and versions that the other side can kind of come at you, and make sure that you have all the right arguments to kind of deal with everything. So yeah, it's been pretty much it for this past week. How about you guys?
The truth is my favorite argument. Luckily, we got it on our side. Always. John, what you been up to?
So on my end,
why are you hiding behind that computer screen, John?
Well, when you're deep in thought about things like trials, hold on, does he know? You want to tell him what a trial is? Yeah, he wouldn't get it. Yeah.
I think Cam actually tried the last one. No, actually, Ira and I tried the last case at the firm.
Yeah, how'd that go?
That's fucked up. I have to keep on reminding everybody that this is fucking Igor's case that he fucking dropped on me with Ira. Oh no, that's fucking up. Hey, you can't change the facts, because we did tell a true story. This happened to be the wrong story.
So yeah, this week taking a step back from sort of the department lead stuff as far as big picture things about the litigation department. Mainly the focus has been on this case that we're trying that is going to happen sometime over the next few weeks. The way this sort of came into my workload was I was sitting around about a week or so ago, got a call from Igor, and it sounded something like this. He was like, "Hey bro, got a trial coming, but I don't really know what to do. I need some help."
I tried to go to Canada, but all the flights
Quebec's full. They wouldn't let me in.
So I was like, "All right, bro, calm down. We can work this out. So
I've actually seen Igor getting more and more emotional nowadays.
So-
He gets very worked up.
So we've been prepping it up, and it's going to get called at some point this month, and I'm fully expecting that when it does, I'm going to get a second call from Igor telling me that he's in Canada, and that's why.
In winter, by the way.
And that's why we brought Dylan in, so that we can actually have a full trial team to try this case when Igor invariably flees the jurisdiction. The cool thing is, you guys didn't mention it, but we have instituted a return to the office policy for us only. Once a week now in the new year, the four of us are going to be getting together. Really, if for no other reason, just to, have some human connection with each other, all obviously be together so we can, go over ideas, things that matter for each of our respective responsibilities. So that was kind of a cool thing. But for today, we used it as a way to bring all of us together to kind of go over the case, which is something that we haven't done in the past, and it's been useful other than Dylan's suggestions, but but yeah, that's pretty much been my week. Dylan Blaze, what have you been up to?
Well, I just want to put it out there that I wouldn't have taken this job if I would have known this was a hybrid work environment, all right? I was promised I would be working remotely.
Take a look at the contract.
So I think this week has been pretty simple for me. The first half of the week has been all about a motion for summary judgment. And in doing so, I learned, or I should say relearned, a valuable lesson that I learned a long time ago when I was at the public defender's office, which is when you have a big issue and you have something important coming up, go and visit the scene. Go do your own personal investigation. So I had a case that I'm working on, a motion for summary judgment. They claimed that my client was trespassing. We go to the location and there's a big sign and it says, "Welcome to the Miami Foundation's Public Space Challenge."
Nice.
So that made the response really easy, and it should have just been one page and just a picture of the sign inviting these people there.
See attached photo.
Exactly. But, you actually got to put some words around that and put it into context for the court. So that was fun, and that's finished. And now we're transitioning to trial, which is very exciting because this will be my first trial in a little while, getting back on the horse. So what I'm thinking about, since I don't have to take some of the heavy lifting that these two guys are going to be focused on, I'm thinking about some of the salacious things that I can say at the end of the trial that are really going to stick with the jury, But other than that, I'm really excited for this trial that's coming up. Igor, how about you?
So, close Expedia for your trips to Canada.
Oh yeah. So John, as usual, did tell some truth. I did ask him to come on board, but what you got to understand is that when you get to a certain level of mastery, everything's too easy, right? So you need to add extra challenges, right? So I figured, man, this is gonna be too easy. What can I do to make it harder on me? And so I figured, let me bring somebody like John, who's gonna really lower the temperature, really lower the skill level.
It's like a weighted vest.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a weighted vest.
For sure.
And so I brought him on, but he's the one who may be fleeing the jurisdiction on this one. So we're all seeing what's going to happen with that. But no, it's been
That's
good.
technically true.
That-
Well, my vacation was pre-booked.
Oh yeah. Pre-booked as of after I told him we had a trial. He wasn't.
The
But-
difference is when Igor finds out one of his co-counsel might be out of the jurisdiction, he calls up OC and says, yo, let's do it for next week so I can have my boy back here. He can't fucking escape. Because that's exactly what happened, and now John's going to be back in the jurisdiction to try the case.
Yeah.
For Igor, nobody gets fucking passes to Canada, baby. That's only
Yeah.
Igor.
Yeah, actually, the last one they did, I think we were in trial, weren't we? Why were you trying?
I was trying.
Yeah, why did you try? Because weren't we in trial? Were we?
No, bullshit.
Yeah, we were doing
No,
something.
bullshit. No, you were doing something. I agree.
Yeah.
I certainly wasn't trying the case.
Oh, was it ISI?
Yeah. They basically took a 3.5.
Oh, in South Carolina. That was nice.
Right.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Learned a lot
Igor,
about
when
that
he
trip.
thought he was in
How's that trial?
Yeah, really, where Igor really was is he on a 3-week conference tour where he was going from South Carolina
That's what
That was a 3-week
to
conference.
fucking California all over the country doing things that he could have booked a year later, but he decided to do it during fucking trial time. That Dylan, got a little training day lesson at the dinner table, and we'll never be able to live it down because I have this fucker as a partner.
Yeah, we'll always remember what happened. But yeah. So that was it, man. Other than that, we're just been
85% of it.
Yeah.
85%.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that was it. I've been essentially just prepping for trial the whole time. I had to do a little bit of, like putting up the data for the quarterly evals because the quarterly evals for Q4 will happen now since it's the beginning of Q1 and Q4 just closed. So I had to do some of that, but the majority of my time has been put into the case, which is good. It's a good feeling to be fully prepped up, and we haven't really gotten the call yet, so we have even additional time to be even more prepped. So it's a good feeling. I think it's a challenging case, but then again, like all the cases we try are challenging, right? If it was easy, then we wouldn't be trying it probably. So I think it'll be good, and I think we got the right team in place, and I think we're giving it the right amount of thought, and we'll be able to tell the right, presentation to make it happen. But as always, we'll see what the jury says. They have the last word, so we'll find out together, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So you'll notice we have beers here. We don't usually have beers when we're doing work, nor when we're doing trial prep, but we figured it wouldn't be a weekly recap without bottles of beer. So, gentlemen, raise them up. Good week. Salud.